Trophy, baby! Oh, yeah! Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
And this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host, Connor Naspo. And you guys today, it's a solo show today. If you guys want to call in the phone number, 973-655-4256, 973-655-4256. And we are live on TikTok at Lifting the Trophy if you wanted to support. We got a lot to talk about today. Also, just want to start off by apologizing for the late start. I hit an immense amount of traffic on the Garden State Parkway today. I was bumper to bumper for about 40 minutes. A drive that usually takes me an hour took me about an hour and 30. Even longer than that, actually. It took me like an hour and 45. I checked on my GPS before I left, and it said an hour 30. And I'm driving fine. And then the numbers just keep going up, and the time keeps getting later and later. And then I get here, we had an issue with the transmitter to where it was going out way too far. So a whole bunch of little mishaps on the beginning of the episode. But that's all right, because it's still going to be a great episode lifting the trophy here today for you guys. We have a lot to talk about. It's been an extremely busy week. 2 weeks in a row, we've had a lot happening. Last week was Memorial Day. Again, thank you all for tuning into that. Was a special episode last week. But this week, we had a lot. We had the New York Giants sign 3 new wide receivers today, including, we have to listen and find out for that a little bit. You have to listen for that later. You have to wait for that later. I'll tell you all later about that. We also have the Yankees. Who's batting switch hitter now? Find out later. We'll also have the Knicks obviously going against the Spurs again in the NBA Finals. We'll talk about that. I'll give you my predictions. Obviously, I think the Knicks are going to win, but I'll tell you why the Knicks are going to win. And then we're going to talk about the Devils. We're going to talk about the Devils signing a new defenseman. And we're going to have Jose's hot take, but it's Connor's hot take today. We're going to have our summer rush for, and we're going to have headlines between the end lines. And if you want to get involved, again, the phone number is 973-655-4256. 973-655-4256. And we're live on TikTok at Lifting the Trophy. And we're on all social media platforms, including podcast platforms, if you didn't know. Yeah, we're going to get started off talking about the Devils right now. So this morning, the Devils called up one of their players they had in Utica since 2024. I'm going to butcher his name. Anton Siliev. I was practicing saying that in my room, but I think I still said it wrong. Anton Siliev. So he is a big boy. 6'7", 210-pound defenseman. But the thing that sets him apart, surprisingly, is his speed. That was the thing that was setting him apart when I was researching him. He was, quote, a very explosive defenseman, where he's able to kind of use his long strides to get up and down the ice really well. Another great thing about him, too, along with using his size and his reach, he's very, very skillful with his stick. A lot of YouTube videos I saw, because obviously I try and research before I get into the studio, but a lot of what I saw was how good he was with his stick, how committed he was to not just using his body, but also using, his positioning and using his poke check abilities and, getting in between the puck and the player. And I feel like that's something that the Devils need more of. We have a lot of right now, And I feel like that's kind of the way our defense works. We don't really have too many people that are pinning guys against the boards. Obviously we have Brendan Dillon, who leads our team in hits along with penalty minutes. But, hey, that comes along with it. Or he doesn't lead. Actually, surprisingly, Paul Cotter leads the Devils in hits, which is something. Like, you see the size of this guy. He's like 6 foot, 170. And he's just slamming guys around. And I mean, hey, I love it. I love that play style. I think the Devils need a lot more of that next season. I think they're going to get a lot more of this with Anton Siliev because he also led his team in penalty minutes. So we're going to get a real hothead new star. Hopefully it's going to come and make a difference on our team. I would really like to see him paired with Brett Pesce. Solely for the purpose of he can teach Anton a lot. He can teach him a lot. Because, Anton's going to be coming up into a new league. NHL is so different from NHL is so different from the AHL. It's two completely separate leagues, just like anyone who's coming into the league above them. If you're coming from AAA and going to the MLB, it's two completely different leagues. It's different skills, different play styles. It's totally it's night and day. And you need someone on the team that's gonna kind of hold your hand through the first little bit of it. Be like, all right, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go nice and slow at first, and we're gonna go take a nice little walk, and then you get slammed right in their head first on your first shift. And that's why I think Brett Pesci should be great. Brett Pesci is so good with this stick. He's so good at reading plays ahead of time, anticipating where someone's going to go on the ice, really making that first move before they do, but not too early. It's hard to explain, but he's just really good at it. And I feel like that's an important skill that Anton can hopefully learn to pick up soon and kind of utilize. I think that's going to be really, if we can get two players on the same line doing that, that should be our top line. That should be our top line at that point. Because, right now, I think our top line is Dougie Hamilton and Siegs. I like Siegenthaler, but obviously Dougie Hamilton wants to leave. He had his whole list of teams that he wanted to go to. At this point, just leave, bro. You're getting old. We can get, I'd rather trade him now where I can still get some value out of him. And in comparison to when he's just old and decaying on our sideline and nobody wants him, which is going to be the next few years, by the way. This is not too far away. This is in the near future that Dougie Hamilton is just going to be the old dog that no one wants to go and take out for a walk because it's going to slow everyone else down. That was a great analogy, by the way. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we should definitely get rid of him now. Get some trade value out of him. We have the time. We have all off season here. We have all of off season to figure out a good place for him to go to and get some value because someone's going to want him. He's got great potential. Not great potential. He's had great seasons. You can see what he can do, I guess, even though he's old. But he's shown that he has the skill. He's a veteran presence in the locker room, which is very important. Obviously having a veteran in there, no matter what kind of playoff runs you're going through, is going to be important because you have a bunch of rookies going through the playoffs, going into the championships. They're going to be scared, It's under the biggest of lights. The crowds are louder. The atmospheres are higher. You need someone in there to kind of calm them down. Come in there, be a veteran. Take their hand, like I was saying. Take them for a walk. Take them, slow it down for them. Listen, this is how we're going to do this. You got to breathe through it. Something like that. I don't know. How our veterans want to talk to them, I guess. But the point is, a team can use Dougie Hamilton. I have no doubt in my mind that we can get something for him. We might have to do him and Nemec. We might have to put both of them down, which I'd be fine with. Simon Nemec wants to go. Simon Nemec is not going to be here much longer either. Him and Dougie Hamilton are both on their way out. If not this offseason, then the next. Because we're not going to really extend them too much. If anything, it's going to be a year-long extension because both of them... Oh, because here's the thing, too. I think Nemec would be willing to do just a year-long, but honestly... If we're looking at Dougie Hamilton's going to do a long extension because, again, he is old. He wants to lock up the end of his career. Not with the Devils, apparently. But honestly, his loss. When you're on some other crap team and you're looking back at the Devils absolutely smoking everyone in the East, you're going to be like, oh, man, I wish I was with them. And they'll be like, well, that sucks because you can't. You ruined it. That's on you. Sorry, bud. You want to leave Dougie Hamilton? Go. Be gone. Bye. I don't want you here anymore then. Sorry. You turned your back against the fans. As soon as a player says, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, me as a fan, all right, bye. Bye. Let the door hit you on the way out. I don't care. I don't want players that want to be here. That want to come up and go down as a Devil. Or any of my sports teams, matter of factly. Any player on any of my teams. I want them to come up and go down on that team. That's loyalty. As a fan, I respect that. I bring up this analogy all the time. Not this analogy, this example all the time. Aaron Judge, when we were re-signing him, the Blue Jays offered him a better contract than the Yankees did. But he stayed with the Yankees. He said to himself, I went through their farm system. I've played for them so far. The fans have shown me love. I see a future here, a winning future. This is the New York Yankees. It does not get better than the Yankees. The Yankees are the pinnacle of baseball sports teams. Always have and always will be. It's the biggest brand, the biggest name in all of sports. Everyone knows the Yankees. Everybody knows the Yankees. And that carries something. And unfortunately, the Devils don't have that presence. We're going to have it in the next few years because we are on the up. The Devils are making changes. You know, it starts with beating the Rangers, beating the Islanders, beating the Flyers. Because the people who are not super close fans, who are not super invested in those teams, be like, there's a better team. I'm going to go root for them. In Jersey? Oh, wow, I live in Jersey. Why not root for a local team which stadium is closer and has cheaper tickets? It's a no-brainer. You know? Same thing with like NJ United AC, our local MPSL team. Well, Division 4, but still. Actually, they're on a 3-game win streak right now, so I gotta give it up. I gotta give it to them. United's been doing pretty good as of late. They beat Hershey, they beat PDA, and they beat, who else did they beat? Jackson? They just beat Jackson. I forgot who the third team was that they beat, but they've been doing pretty good. Point being, though, I think the Devils have a lot of potential this season with signings, with kind of revamping the team. It's going to be a new identity. Yes, we're keeping Sheldon Keefe. I wanted to sweep house. We're not going to. All right. That's fine. I'll live with it. Sheldon Keefe wasn't the entire issue, but he was definitely part of the issue. Because the thing, an important part of being a coach is how do you handle adversity in the locker room? How do you handle injuries? You know, and those are the two things that plagued this team, with adversity in the locker room and handling injuries. Lack of handling injuries. So I did not think bringing back Sheldon Keefe was the best. I feel like Sonny Mehta could have brought his own guy in, but he's brought in quite a few people actually to create his core four, his Avengers. You know, it's all Sonny in Jersey, baby. I'll be saying that a lot. If the Devils are winning, if they're losing, I'm gonna say it's cloudy. I already planned it out. So you guys are gonna watch my TikToks and they're gonna be like, "Oh, yep, it's all sunny in Jersey, or it's all cloudy in Jersey." You know, it's one of the two. But either way, the future's bright for the Devils. The future's bright. Things are looking up. You know, once the Golden Knight and Hurricane series is over, you know, that's the Stanley Cup final right now. Somehow, the Golden Knights swept the Avs. Nobody was expecting that, let me tell you. That was a shock to it. And if they say, "Oh, yeah, no, I thought they were," they're lying right to your face. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. Thinking that the Golden Knights were going to sweep the Avs. No one thought that. I should have bet money on it, thinking about it now. Like, it's the worst. Like, thinking back, you're like, damn, I could have made a lot of money off that if I bet on it, you know? Like, I wish I saw this in the future. I wish I could have looked back and bet a Benji on the Golden Knights sweeping them. Because you would have made a lot. They're like plus a few hundred there. Just like how the Knicks are plus a few hundred in this series coming up, even though they're going to win. Which I'll tell you guys about that later on Lifting the Trophy. So don't go anywhere. Well, I'm not going on break yet. I still got a little more to talk about with the Devils, but I was trying to find a smooth way to say. Just keep listening because I'll talk about the Knicks later. I'm trying to give you guys something to look forward to later in the show. Because we're here till 7. We're here at 5 to 7. We got a lot to talk about. We're on the live too. TikTok, Lifting the Trophy. Phone number 973-655-4256. 973-655-4256. You can also email in too. Yeah, I don't think I said that last week, that you had there is an email, you guys, if you wanted to email in. But yeah, all right, Devils. I keep getting sidetracked. See, this is the problem with having like ADHD, dude. I just keep talking about the most randomest of stuff. The Devils. So yeah, going back to what's this guy? Anton Siliev. Siliev. Gosh, I don't know how to say this guy's name. I'm gonna listen to the broadcast one of these days, and they're gonna say it, and I'm like, all right. But up until then, I'm just gonna kind of keep saying his name 3 different ways. But yeah, I'm excited to see him. I think this is the first move of many in this offseason. I feel like Sonny Mehta, he's got a few ideas lined up. He's just obviously waiting for the 2 teams to finish, because then that's when the trades start really happening. You know, once it kind of closes out. Like, you don't see any trades happening now in the NBA, so you have to wait for the Knicks Spurs to finish up. But I think it's definitely gonna, like, the boot's gonna drop. I feel like Sonny's gonna start cooking, because they also raised the cap space for all the teams in the NHL. And that's really going to help because that was the big thing that plagued the team last year was that we had a really low cap space. We had no wiggle room. We were kind of stuck with who we had because, Fitz made a whole bunch of bad trades, bad contracts, bunch of no movement, no trade clauses, paid people way too much, promised too much, and it didn't work out. We didn't make the playoffs. That's a failed season. There is no other way to say it besides it is a failed season. We had Jack Hughes in the Olympics scoring the game-winning golden goal. To win gold in the Olympics. It's not the players. It was not the players. Not all of them, at least. We saw them in the Olympics. Granted, yeah, they're playing with better people around them who can highlight them and make them look better, I guess. But they still played good. I could be on the best team in the world. I could be playing soccer with PSG right now, Paris Saint-Germain. And I would still look horrific compared to everyone on there. But I'm sure they could highlight a few of my good qualities. My massive biceps, for starters. Or how slow I am. I have no endurance. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's why I played goalie in soccer. Because I hated running so much. So I just stuck with goalie. I would play defense sometimes. But even then, I'd be winded within like 10 minutes. I'm like, Coach, I'm tired. I'd be like calling to come out within like 10 minutes. My keys are still in my pocket. Oh my gosh. Didn't even realize they're in there. But yeah, I hate running so much. I have no endurance. It's actually really bad. I could run for like 5 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty fast. And after that, I'm just winded. I'm gassed. I'm just standing there, hands on my knees, gasping for air. That's why I played goalie. Long story short. But yeah, I don't think goaltending is going to be an issue next year either. I think we have good goaltending with Markstrom and Allen. Markstrom and Allen. Granted, Markey, he's hit or miss. Allen can be hit or miss too. Obviously, Markey had that big, 7-0 blowout against the Islanders where Keefe just hung him out to dry. He said, yeah, no, figure it out. Like, dude, pull him at some point. 7 goals is too much, man. He's already dead. Like, jeez. But I don't think goaltending is going to be an issue. So I think we really got to focus on solidifying these lines. It's pieces that we need. We don't need big, massive, swindling changes in this offense or defensive lines, or offense or defense. We need pieces to finish lines. We have a bunch of incomplete lines that have good moments. We don't have lines that are consistently good and reliable. And that's the issue with the Devils. And if we're going to be a playoff contender, be a Stanley Cup contender, like how we all want it to be, it's going to take small players that have special skills that can work with who's already on the team. Because we do not have that much wiggle room. We still don't. We cannot have a massive contract signing unless the team is willing to buy out some of our contracts, which is a big ask. There's not many players on the team that other teams are going to buy out. It's gonna be a big ask, and that's kind of, if we want to sign someone really big, that's what it's gonna take. And I don't see it happening. So I think this upcoming season is going to take a lot of, for lack of better terms, ball knowledge. Seeing the small things in these players. Finding the minute detail that's going to unlock a line. That's going to unlock an aspect in another player on the team already. That's going to work well with another player. So we don't have to make these massive changes. We can keep it to where it's just the core players with additions to them. It's like, like blue whales or like humpback whales, how they have those little fish that kind of cling on to them. By the way, I would love to see a blue whale in person. I don't care if it's in an aquarium or in the ocean. I would love to see that. I saw on someone's like Snapchat story one time. I forgot where they were, but somewhere, some aquarium has a blue whale in captivity. I thought that was illegal. Because you know how massive these things are. Huge. Like, they're big. They're real big. They're whales. So keeping that in captivity, how big does that fish tank have to be? That's got to be a really big fish tank, and I don't want one. Mom, Dad, if you're listening, I want a fish tank. I want a blue whale. My birthday's coming up. I want a blue whale for my birthday. That's bare minimum. I don't know how you're going to get it, but I want to find a way. I mean, Santa's still real, so maybe we can ask Santa. He might be able to pull a few strings, get those elves working on it or something. I don't know. I want a blue whale. It must be so scary to see a whale in the wild, though. Just imagine you're snorkeling, minding your own business. I don't know, looking for some fish maybe. And all of a sudden you hear like a, ooh, ooh, and you're turning around. Where's it coming from? Because you're not going to really hear where it's, like, you're not going to, I don't think it's going to be too directional. I think it's just going to be like a, ooh. Like, okay, I don't know if it's going to work or not. But you're going to hear me, like, it's not going to sound like a, ooh. Like that you could hear where I was coming from a little bit. Like, usually I'm right on top of the microphone, but I kind of went away from it a little bit. I went, like, to the right of it. I don't know. I dove with, my dad texted me, you dove with sharks. I did dive with sharks. That was awesome. I want to do it again. But I don't want to do it a cage. I don't want to do a cage this time. Well, actually, we're going to keep sidetracking. I went to Turks and Caicos this last summer. Oh, amazing vacation. I recommend it if you guys can afford it. Genuinely. Just, actually paradise. Like, it really was paradise. Like, all-inclusive food, all-inclusive drinks. Obviously, I'm 19, so, like, not, like, those kinds of drinks. But, like, I can go up and just get a Diet Coke for free. That's heaven. And then there's, like, great jerk chicken, the mac and cheese truck. They had, like, water slides. And the snorkeling there was the best snorkeling I will ever have, I think. It's going to be real hard to top the snorkeling that we had. There was, like, a roped-off section that we couldn't go into where, like, most of the fish were really hiding. But there was, like, a reef. It was, like, a big reef. And, like, the inner part of it was roped off so the fish don't, like, they have a safe place. But there was a good chunk of reef that was outside of it. And you saw a lot of fish, you know. And you could take, like, boat excursions for free out to snorkel. That was awesome, too. I had this, like, knockoff GoPro. I still have yet to, like, offload these videos from it. I probably should soon. Because, I would love to relive that. But, yeah. We did this, I don't know what you call it. It wasn't really an excursion. It was kind of like a deal with the resort we were at. We were at Sandals, Turks and Caicos. It was like I guess you can call it a deal. A one-day snorkeling, one-day scuba diving pass, I guess. I don't really know what you call it, to be honest with you. But. Moral of the story. We got up early in the morning. We did, like, this scuba diving, I'll call it a master class. Kind of like teaching you the basics. How to not die. You know, going underwater. Can I say that on there? Whatever, I did already. But we went in this pool, ironically, with this guy named Chris, which is my dad's name. Super cool guy. I remember he used to, like, go like this with his hands. Like, he wouldn't clap. He would make a fist, and then you have an open hand, and put his fist into his palm. So, like, underwater, we could hear him, which is really cool. And he also had a little bell. But we did this scuba diving thing in the morning, right? We kind of learned how to float, learned how to breathe, which is, like, the weird... you would think it says, oh, yeah, breathe underwater, right? No, it's such, like, a mind F, if you know what I mean. Like, it boggles your mind, like, breathing underwater. Because you can't breathe out of your nose, mind you. You can only breathe out of your mouth. And, like, something that I didn't know about scuba diving, the way you go up and down, right? Because you have to, you swim flat, right? So it's not like normal swimming. We can kind of go down, like, you angle yourself down and you go down. Like, yes, you can. but you have tanks of air on your back. You know what I mean? That's going to mess up your weight. So what you would do if you want to go up, you push like a little button and it takes some of your air from your tanks and puts it like into your vest almost, and you float. If you want to go down, you release it, right? And also, too, it's like it's with your breathing, because the air is in the tanks, so it's not affecting. The tanks are not affecting if you're going up necessarily, right? Because you have weights on you too, so you go down, and those things are pretty heavy. What you do if you want to go up without going too far up, if you breathe in and hold your breath, your lungs will fill up with air, and you'll start to ascend slowly. And if you want to go down, you'll breathe out. And it's such like a science to it. It takes some time to kind of get used to it. Took me a good time to get used to it. After, like, we did a whole training session in the pool, and then later that day, we came back. They took us out on a boat, and we went in this reef. I don't know how deep we went, but it was pretty deep down. Oh, dude. It was genuinely the coolest thing I've ever done. I can say that so confidently. I would pay so much money to go back and do that again. Like, I just got paid last night working at Applebee's. I would spend all that money, even though I have fraternity dues to pay. I have to buy a new exhaust for my car and have car insurance to pay. I don't care right now. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I would go back and do that scuba diving right now. Right now. I just got booked off Broadway. 40 feet. Wait, not 40 feet. My dad texted me. 40 feet. I just got booked off Broadway. Thank you for clapping. I appreciate it. It's called Acute. It's a new play. It's going to be up July 9th through the 13th or 12th. I forgot which one. Come see it if you would like. Can't do calls to action on the radio, but if you would like to come see it, you can. I would give up that to go do scuba diving again in Turks and Caicos. And that's saying a lot, because more than anything in this world, I want to be a successful actor. That is like literally, I would give up anything to do that. But I would rather scuba dive right now. I'm not going to lie. Because it was just so beautiful. And we saw these sharks. I think it was either 2 sharks or 3 sharks. It was either 3 separate sharks or 2 sharks, and one of them was the same shark that circled around. But it was so funny. Because the first one we saw, I was like, oh my God, there's a shark in front of me. And the whole time, like, all I wanted was to see a shark. Because I'm like, that, like, I've done like shark diving, like I've done diving with sharks, but in a cage. I've never done it free diving. So like I really want to do it just to, I don't get the adrenaline, kind of say I did it, see what it's like. I don't know, it was really cool. I want that. I want to see a turtle. We didn't get to see a turtle, I don't think. Or maybe we did. Maybe it wasn't scuba diving that we saw a turtle. Would have been snorkeling when we saw a turtle. I don't remember which one, but I remember we did see a turtle eventually. But the first shark, I was like, oh my God, there's a shark in front of us. That's so cool. And like you would think, you know, the movies portray it to where sharks are going to turn around and come right at you and start, I don't know, trying to eat you or something or whatnot. But actually, they were afraid of us. The shark started swimming away from us. It was crazy because the guy, Chris, was kind of he guided us through it. We weren't really alone, thank God, because we would have kind of lost. He took us like on this little path that he kind of, I guess, pre-planned or I'm sure he's done this a gazillion times. But he started swimming at the shark, just egoing the shark. He challenged the shark. He literally challenged the shark. He said, do something. And the shark swam away. I was like, that was so cool. It was so cool. And I swam after it. I was like, this is so cool. I want to get closer to it because I realized that the shark was afraid of us. Granted, it's for, you know, pretty much, besides my brother was, 14 at the time. I was 19. My dad's like 50-something. I'm sure Chris was 50-something too. So, you know, a bunch of pretty much fully grown men coming at you. Like, yeah, I'd be afraid of that too. Smart shark. But the second time we were swimming, and obviously, I mean, it's just like heavenly. We're swimming around. I'm just in total awe of everything I'm seeing. I'm going up to the coral. I'm trying to look for different fish. I'm trying to look for, I don't know, eels and whatnot. And then for some reason, I just get like this tingling sensation on the back of my neck. My spidey senses went up. I don't know why. Just for some reason, I'm like, I'm just going to turn around, see if there's anything behind us. And sure enough, there was a shark swimming like 10 feet behind us. And I was like, and I did a little shark, like the shark fin on top of my head. I was like, look behind us. And then Chris was like, oh, yeah, no, yeah. He's kind of turning around. And like he started swimming at the shark again. And I was freaking out. I'm like, yo, because something my nana taught me actually. Predators, their eyes are in front of their head, like kind of on the front, on their face. Prey, eyes are on the side of their head. Right, that's pretty cool. And sharks are predators. If we didn't know this, sharks are predators. And something I learned about predators is that it's very easy for predators to attack you when your back is towards them. So yeah, needless to say, I was freaking out just a wee bit. But then Chris swam at him and scared him off. And that was into that. Yeah, we saw a whole bunch of other stuff. It was really awesome. I mean, seriously, just like the coolest experience I've ever had. This is a sports talk show, by the way. We're going to go to a quick break. Sorry for the whole ramble, guys. I appreciate y'all sticking through me for that. I was just yapping for the longest time. We're going to go to a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the Yankees. Who's batting switch hitter? I don't know. Stay tuned and figure it out when we get back. It's Lifting the Trophy.
Lifting the trophy, baby! Oh, yeah! Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
And this is 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Lifting the Trophy with your host, Connor Hassel, and you guys today. It's a solo show. If you want to call in, be a part of the show, it's 973-655-4256, 973-655-4256. Oh, excuse me, I burped there. Call in, say what's up, be a part of the show. We're going to talk about the Yankees right now. So, some news, if you guys haven't heard, it's gone a little bit under the radar. I haven't heard anyone else talking about this, but JC Escara has been trying to switch to being a switch hitter. This is a big deal, because the Yankees are looking for a right-handed catcher. Wells, Ben Rice are both lefties. JC Escara, his spot is not secured on the team. He's one of those guys that they could bring down, move up to AAA to make up some space to bring him up if someone gets injured, and he's trying to fulfill an opening that he sees. And I really like this. It's one, showing Boone how willing he is to be on this team. Just that alone would have me as a manager keep him on the team, because it's going to pressure those around him to be better. If he's constantly trying to be better and get ahead of you and improve himself to stay on the team, that's the guy you want in that locker room. It's the guy you want in the clubhouse. It's the guy you want working out, pushing everyone else around him, being a great teammate, even if he's not trying to be. Even if his goal is not, oh yeah, I want to be better for those, so I want to be as best as I can so I can make my team better. Even if it's, I want to have a spot on this team and that's the only reason why I'm doing it, which is fine, because I do not blame him at all if that's his motivation of, I just want to spot on this team, I'm going to do whatever it takes, because that's what it takes to make the Yankees. That's what it takes to make any professional sports team. You got to be cutthroat. You got to put yourself first. So don't blame him for doing that. If that's his motive, good, honestly. It'll push him even more. Because at that point, what's the line of success? To himself, what is the line of success? Like, how far does he want to push himself? And clearly, it's far. Learning how to hit with the other hand in the major leagues is incredibly hard. Hitting on your dominant side is hard enough. But one day being like, let's switch it up a little bit and going to your left. Like, what? Or going to your right. Like, you grew up batting lefty. And all of a sudden, on a whim, maybe in a dream one night, someone came to you in a dream and said, yo, bat righty, bro. It's your time. And you said, all right, yeah, let's do it. I mean, like, listen, good for you, JC Escara. You're showing Boone that you're committed to this team, which is great. No complaints from me. And honestly, sometimes switching a big switch like that can almost mentally reset a player. You can almost make him a better hitter as a lefty because you're relearning how to hit. You know, you go over the basics so much coming up in the major leagues, coming up in AAA, AA, single A. The basics is so pounded into you, right? And you move on from them eventually. You start getting into minute things. How are you turning? What's your stance look like? What's your entrance into the strike zone look like? How fast are you swinging? What's your bat speed? What's your power? How to read a pitch. How to see an arm angle and know what's coming. And you sometimes forget the basics. Put a bat to ball. Swing through the strike zone. Swing up. Swing with the barrel of your bat. Sometimes you miss those parts. And you kind of forget it almost. So relearning it on the other side can almost reignite it for you. Bring it back. And then it's something you remember on the other side. For me, something that's helped me tremendously has been teaching, right? Like, I've been acting for years. Meisner, the technique Meisner, I know it like the back of my hand, right? I can do Meisner. Like, I could do Meisner fine. But when I'm trying to teach it to someone else, I then realize, oh wait, I've been forgetting about this. I haven't been doing this correctly. I'm not good enough at this still. You know, and it's thank you, Mom, for liking the live stream. Sometimes doing something like that can make you remember, oh wait, I have to do this again. I'm not swinging the bat right. I'm not stepping at the correct time. And overall makes you a better hitter. And this could affect JC Escara positively in multiple ways, you know? Because also, too, you got to think you're rewiring your brain. You're forming no new neural pathways doing this, you know? It's hard. It's hard. Because your body is so used to hitting the same way that to all of a sudden switch it up, it makes you think more. You gotta rework how you're approaching your at-bats. Because all of a sudden, when you're able to hit a slider up and in, or out, down and low, all of a sudden it's up and in. All of a sudden you're not getting the same pitches. You know? All of a sudden, instead of getting a curveball to your outside corner, it's going to be to your inside corner. And you got to learn how to adjust. Because hitting a baseball is a split-second decision. Your reaction time has to be, boom. Am I swinging? Where am I swinging? How hard? What's my bat looking like? Am I taking it as a ball? And, you know, you get so used to doing it one way. You get so used to predicting pitches one way, reading a pitch one way. You get then switching it all up. There's so many more things that go into hitting. I think some people realize sometimes. And then to switch it up so drastically all of a sudden, that's hard. It takes time. It takes mental strength. You know? And someone who I think has been doing really good mentally, really good baseball IQ-wise, has been Ben Rice. The way he's seen the ball recently has been great. He hasn't been swinging at balls outside the zone. He hasn't been looking at strikes right down the middle. He's seen the ball all the way across the plate. His challenges have been, I think he's like shooting 100 for his challenges. You know, he's getting on base consistently. Either it's a hit, it's a walk. You know, he's really grown. He's shown the player he can become. And think about how good he's going to be in the next few years. If he's this good now, where he's able to match Aaron Judge's home runs and have a better average than him right now, just think of the potential that he can have. I mean, how is that not exciting for a Yankees fan, you know? How does that make you think to yourself, I cannot wait to see what this team does? Because right now, Judge, he's been on a little bit of a slump. He hasn't hit a home run in a little bit. He's been getting on base, but he hasn't hit a home run in a little while. You know, I said this last week too. He's getting on base. He's getting walks. He's getting hits. But he hasn't hit a dinger in a minute. I've been waiting for it. Maybe he's waiting to get back home. Maybe he's waiting for his home turf. That could be the reason, Or it could just be a little bit of a slump. It happens, baseball players. It's baseball, Susan. That's to quote the great John Sterling. It's baseball, Susan. It happens. And he's going to break out of it. And so Ben Rice. Ben Rice hasn't hit one, too. But you know who has? McMahon. Oh, my God. 3 home runs in his last 8 games. Insane numbers with that. To think, like a week or two ago, we were saying how much of a liability McMahon is. How much we got to watch out for him. And almost every time it comes with the bat, up, sure out. Yep, there's McMahon, sure out. Almost like Austin Wells was, which he went 3 for 3 last night. Oh, my God, the Yankees. I was at Applebee's. You're welcome, by the way. I'm the reason the Yankees won because the Yankees were losing. Then I sat down at the bar to start cleaning stuff up, and they started scoring. For the entire 3rd inning, I was sitting there. Almost the entire 3rd inning. My family was there. They could vouch. And the Yankees were there. My grandma and my poppy were there when they were scoring a whole bunch of runs. By the time my family got there, like the rest of my family, the 3rd inning was over. Because you want to hear a crazy stat from last night's Yankee game? The A's pitched a no-hitter for 8 innings. In 1 inning. Oh, sorry, I was ticking. In 1 inning, they scored 13 runs. 13 runs in 1 inning. Oh, my God. Dude. Oh, my God. I don't know what was in the air during that 3rd inning, but clearly something. Because the rest of the game, they had nothing. Nada. No hitters. But 1 inning. Lightning struck, and they just hit after error on the A's, after errors on the A's. And, it just kept coming, and I am not complaining. Because, hey, a win's a win. They'll come back. We got a homestand coming up. Hopefully the Yankees could really continue this win streak. You know what I mean? We're on a 2-game streak right now. Or, no, we lost to the A's. When was it? Saturday? We lost to the A's? Sunday. Yeah, because yesterday was Monday. No, yesterday was Sunday. Today is Monday, Connor. Saturday we lost to the A's. Yeah. That was a bad game. We don't talk about that game. But hey, it's baseball, Susan. But yeah, we're going to go on a quick break. On the other side of this break, we're going to do our headlines between the headlines. We're doing Connor's Hot Take. We're doing Summer Rush for. We're talking Giants, who they signed today. We're talking Knicks, the matchup. We got a lot to talk about in only an hour. If you guys want to call in, the phone number is 973-655-4256. 973-655-4256. We're live on TikTok at Lifting the Trophy. Email in, call in, whatever you want. Don't go anywhere, you guys. This is Lifting the Trophy. And we're back. All right. Listen, long story short, I put my ID down on the table next to me. I went out to use the bathroom, and I didn't have it in my pocket when I went out there. So I had to go downstairs. I'd asked a very nice gentleman, I think his name was Keith. I had to go out there and ask him if he had access. He didn't. And then someone walked in. They didn't have access to, so we had to call security. And the chief or the sergeant of campus security just had to come in with the master key and let me in. And so, yeah, not my proudest moment. But, yeah, if anyone was wondering where I went, I was downstairs panicking, trying to find someone to let me back into the studio. So, yeah, sorry about that extended wait. We're going to get right back into it because we only have half an hour now, unfortunately. We're talking about a lot of stuff. We're talking about right off the rip here, OBJ signing with the New York Giants. This is a big-time deal, guys. This trade has been in the works for like a year. I remember talking about this at the beginning of Lifting the Trophy. Back a while ago, I remember talking about how OBJ wanted to come to the Giants, how it was being rumored around, and how I was kind of against it. But now thinking about it, it makes sense. It really makes sense. Malik Neighbors, he's not going to be back until probably week 3, week 4, something like that. So OBJ is going to be our deep option right now. He's going to be our guy to go down and out, make a long run, make a break at the end, and catch in the end zone. He's gonna be our deep guy until Malik Neighbors can come back. Then obviously he'll be our WR2. But I don't hate this. I think signing OBJ is going to be a good move in the long run. I know there's a hesitation of he was hot-headed in the back in the past, cocky, very egotistical, not smart, immature. I think that's gone now. We saw he went to the Browns, 2019-2021 seasons. He was with the Browns. The midseason went to the Rams, where they won the Super Bowl. Obviously, he got injured in that game towards his ACL. But I think he's grown. I think he's learned. He's a child. He's been wanting to come back to the Giants. And that's the big thing. He's got something to prove now. You wanted your shot. You've been asking for this. You've been posting on Twitter, posting pictures. You've been dropping little hints that you want to come back. You're back, bro. Let's see what you can do. He's not official on the team yet either. There are 6 slots and 7 wide receivers right now. Something's got to give. Is it going to be OBJ? Is it going to be someone else? Who knows? I hope it's OBJ. For me, I was saying in the beginning of the episode, I love a legacy player. I love someone who wants to come up and die down on our team. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for that. Because this probably will be OBJ's last team. He's pretty old. He would have been in the league for 7 years, 8 years. Veteran. Definitely a veteran. Obviously, he had the break last season. He didn't play last season. And hopefully he took that time to kind of figure his stuff out. Mature. Grow up. Be a Giant. Giants are a classy organization. We don't want you taking a leak on the field goal after you score a touchdown or pretending to. So, I like this trade. I think in the long run it will work out. He's going to be a veteran presence. We have a lot of young guys on the team right now, especially in that wide receiver room. A lot of young guys. And I think it's going to work out. I think he's going to find a real place in that locker room. I don't think he'll be used in some plays. There's going to be some plays where he's definitely targeted. There's going to be some plays where they're exploiting him and his abilities. But he's not going to be there every down. He's not going to be their main guy most of the time. But I think there will definitely be those times where we see OBJ shine. We see those plays, those runs specifically designed for him. And I'm excited for that. Because I like OBJ. I grew up with OBJ. My dad's very against it. He's like, I don't like him. He's got, the hothead stuff. Well, I don't think my dad understands. I grew up with OBJ. That was like the player when I was growing up. That was the guy. Everyone was doing the OBJ catch in the pool with their friends. You throw a football. Throw me an OBJ. You go back, you drop it because no one's actually OBJ. No one can make that catch in real life. That was the guy everyone wanted to be like when they're playing football. That I want him back. I want that back. I want to go in more depth here, but I don't have the time because I was dumb and left my ID inside of the studio. So now I'm down to about 20 minutes left. So now we're going into headlines between the headlines.
New day, new fight. Who's on the line? Back post, front page. We want it live. Talk it up, set it free, run it wide. Let it be. Headlines between the end lines. Headlines between the end lines. Say it loud, we're going
And it's headlines between the end lines. If you guys don't know what this is, I made headlines for all the sports things going on between this week. So, first off, coming out, we have never go back to an ex. Odell Beckham Jr. is rumored to sign with the New York Giants. His original girl that he did dirty. Will this be the continuation to a love story or show the toxic relationship? This was back when I didn't know that they were writing that. So, yeah, I didn't know that OBJ was going to sign with the Giants at that time. So I kind of predicted it a little bit if you want to think about it that way. So I'll take it. Oh my gosh, I coughed. Second headline. You can't break a pinky promise, but you can get surgery on it. Mitchell Robinson has surgery on his right pinky finger after Game 4 against the Cavs. He's said to play in Game 1 on Wednesday night against the Spurs. Will he break his pinky promise to the fans and stay on the sidelines? I hope not. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be all right. But you never know, because he could just play through it, or he might be taking it slow. It depends on how we're playing in Game 1. Third headline of the week. Fish out of water or pathetic basketball team? SGA, oh my gosh, I keep coughing. SGA continues to flop around the court while fans chant MVP. Is he searching for water or a foul? Either way, he ultimately makes that joke out of himself after losing 2 in a row against the Spurs, the final game being at home in front of his fans, flopping around like a fish out of water. Those are my favorite ones of the week, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of that one. Here's the next one. Biggest bat in the locker room. McMahon shows the size of his bat after hitting 3 home runs in his last 7. Let's hope he's back and stay hard for the remainder of the season, or the stress of performing cause it to shrivel. That was pretty creative, I like to think. Maybe not really radio. All right, last one. Hershey chocolate stinks. NJ United take a 3-2 victory over Hershey FC, melting them along the way and leaving them with a nice Nestle Butterfinger instead. That was headlines between the headlines this week. I'm kind of rushing through all the segments right now too, because I gotta get to Knicks versus Spurs. That's at the end of the show. Right now we got the summer. Oh wait, hold on. Let me pull up the song real quick. Next one, we got the summer rush for. It's a summer rush for. Woo!
1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? 5, 6, 7, 8. Hurry up and don't be late. 9, 10, 11, 12. Got a secret I can tell. Clap your fins, flip your tail. School's out, ring the bell. La 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 la. La 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 la.
This is the summer rush for. Famously quoted by Joe DeSilva on the show. What it's going to be a top 4 every single week at typically 6 o'clock. It was originally at 4 o'clock when we had our Sunday show, but we moved to Monday, so we just call it the Summer Rush 4 instead of the 4 at 4. So, the first one for the topic for the Summer Rush 4 this week is going to be how the Knicks will beat the Spurs and win the championship. I know. It's a lot of talk, but it's going to happen, I'm telling you. Number 4, why the Knicks are going to beat the Spurs in the NBA championship. Our veteran presence. The Spurs are lacking veteran presence. It is a lot of young guys in that locker room. That team does not have the experience that the Knicks has. That team does not have the mental calmness and the focus that the Knicks have. We saw it. As soon as they win the Western Conference Championship, that was their World Cup. That was their championship. To them, that was their goal, to get out of the West. We saw it. What happened as soon as the Knicks win? What are they saying? It's not done yet. It's nice. I'm glad we won. It's not done yet. After sweeping the Cavs. Celebration, minimal. The whole locker room, the mentality is job's not done. Job is not done. We are ready to go. We're not slowing down. What are the Spurs thinking? As soon as they win, we won. We're cheering. We're celebrating. We feel relieved. We feel like we accomplished something, which they did. They accomplished something. You know? They to them, they won. To them, game over. The rest of it's just nice if they win. To the Knicks, though, job's not done. Game's not over. There's still work left to be done. And that's why the Knicks are going to win. I'm telling you it's going to happen. Number 3 on the Knicks going to beat the Spurs. Our depth. As simple as this. We have more depth. We're going to have better matchups when guys get tired. Especially coming from the Spurs side. They're going to come on with tired legs. The Knicks are going to have 9 days of rest, which will come to bite us. That will hurt us. The rest is nice, but it will hurt us. We'll be out of our flow. It's going to happen. You're going to see it in game 1. You're going to see the cobwebs being dusted off. Especially at San Antonio, the environment, it gets to you. It gets to you. Mistakes are going to happen. Shots are not going to land. The audience is going to let you know that. They're going to cheer for that. It's going to get to you as a player. But going back to the veteran presence, we're going to be there. We're going to understand after the first half. We need to lock in. Enough messing around. Same thing happens with the Cavs series. We came back from 22-point deficit. It's going to happen again. I was so dumb, and I took a shift working on Wednesday, not thinking that it's game 1 of the finals. So I'm going to be working security at a concert while the Knicks are hopefully not getting smoked. I hope nothing happens at this concert. I'm going to be on my phone the whole time. Like, I'm going to be watching the Knicks game. Like, I hope they know that I'm not going to be paying attention to these people at this concert. But yes, depth. We're going to have a lot better matchups when it comes down to the depth. We have shooters all over this team who can score. I feel confident when Brown says, yo, Shemet on the court. McBride, you're up. Tyler Kolek's going to get minutes. You watch. Tyler Kolek, my white boy, Tyler Kolek will get minutes. You watch. And our depth will shine. And the Spurs will be lost. Hold on, I got to find the button again. Sorry. Number 2. It's my voice, by the way, saying that. Number 2, why the Knicks are going to beat Spurs in the NBA Finals. Rest. Because fatigue adds up. You can start off a game fine. You can start off a game good. You feel rested enough. After 3 quarters, you start to feel the fatigue of playing 2 7-game series. You start to feel the fatigue of pushing your body to the max every other day. That doesn't just go away after 4 days of rest, 3 days of rest. It takes at least a week to recover fully. And that is going to plague the Spurs. And we're going to see it. That's going to be a massive thing. Because the Knicks are going to be coming in there well rested. They're going to have their cupping done. They're going to get their massages, their acupuncture. They're going to be nice and recuperated. Having eaten some nice food. Having mentally reset, relaxed. And locked in, ready to go, understanding the pressure they're about to be under. Because listen, as much as New York is lifting up this team, they will bring them down if they do not show up. If the Knicks do not show up, New York will ridicule them. And that's just New York. It is the hardest market to play in. New York is the hardest sports market to play in. It's always how it's been. It's always how it's going to be. Sports defines our city. A lot of our city. We're literally repainting parts of the city for the New York Knicks. If that doesn't say something, what does? Knicks in 6. My mom typed Knicks in 6. Yes, Mom. Knicks in 6. I was going to say that for the end, but that was perfect timing. Knicks in 6. And we're going to win at home. That final game is going to be at home. Party at my house. Yeah, party at my house. I was debating taking that back, but nah. Game 6, my house. And number 1 reason why the Knicks are going to beat the Spurs in the NBA Finals is our pace of play. We are too fast for the Spurs. My mom said okay, by the way, party at my house. But we are too fast for the Spurs. It is black and white. Our play style is too fast. We pass too much. We move too quick. Wemby is going to be practically a non-factor on defense because we move the ball way too well. We are going to be dribbling and passing around this team. That has been our superpower, is our pace of play. That's why we beat the Cavs. That's why we beat the Sixers. You're not ready for it. You're not ready for our physicality. You're not ready for our pace of play. You're not ready for our depth of shooting. They are not ready for it. It's going to show. It's going to be clear as day. And it's going to be in front of the entire nation. that the Spurs are going to be left in the dust by the Knicks. It's not even a question sometimes. Like, I really do wholeheartedly believe this. As a fan, I know I'm supposed to say, yeah, we're going to win. As a fan, I'm supposed to say, oh, yeah, the Knicks are going to win. I wholeheartedly, fully, genuinely do believe the Knicks will beat the Spurs in 6 games. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be the hardest game that we've played. But we're going to win. It's our time. It is our time. The stars are aligning at the right time. The movements, the shots, the mentality, the city is all aligning at the right time. This is the time the Knicks will win it all. And then y'all can quote me on this. I beg you, hold me to this. Knicks in 6 at home at MSG. They'll be celebrating in front of their fans. New York's going to stay inside that night. Stay inside. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to be there to find out, though. I'll say I might be because I might have a rehearsal that day. So, I don't know. But I'm so excited for this, man. Like, I might actually cry if the Knicks win. I might actually cry. Okay, we got one more segment. It's Jose's hot take, but it's Connor's hot take this time because Jay's not here. He's too busy defending the country. The Statue of Liberty is gonna be in Central Park the next day. Yeah, they about to excavate the Statue of Liberty. It's my favorite song.
Morning drive, turn it up, got a fire in the cup. Hit the mic and call your play. Don't tiptoe, he brings the heat. Clip it fast, don't blink. You know what he gon' say. One big swing, then it lands all day.
Jose's hot take, say it loud, don't fake. Jose's hot take, make the whole show shake. Jose's hot take.
Oh, God. And this is Jose's hot take. Connor's hot take at this point. Because when Jay is back, it will be Jose's hot take. But for right now, it's Connor's hot take. And this is a burning hot take. This one's going to upset some people. But you're going to have to give me a second to explain myself. If you disagree with me, 973-655-4256. 973-655-4256. Live on TikTok at Left in the Trophy. The hot take. This is going to sound really bad. We don't need Brunson to win this finals. I know. That was a very hot take. You're going to have to allow me to explain this. Brunson will not be the MVP. It will be Anunoby. For multiple reasons, okay? Like I was saying before, the New York Knicks, we're playing as a team right now. Brunson, yes, is captain clutch. Yes, has about 20 to 30 points on average. He's averaging about 30 points per playoff game. And yes, that makes a massive difference. But Fox, Castle, they're going to be on him. Because to the Spurs, Brunson is the Knicks. To the Spurs, stop Brunson, stop the Knicks. It's the exact opposite. Stop Wemby, stop the Spurs. Stop Wemby, we win. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to stop Wemby. And Anunoby's going to be on him. And this is why he's going to win MVP. And Anunoby's defense on Wemby is going to be crucial. It will make or break this series. OG and Anunoby will be one of the most important players in this series. His defense on Wemby, how good he's able to lock him down, the pressure he's going to put on him, the physicality he's going to use against him. Wemby cannot match it. Wemby is not a physical player. He's not. He's an average physical player. He uses his frame, uses his length, as he should. He's 7'3". Yeah, of course he's going to use his length. But he's not used to getting pushed around. The Thunder were not physical. The Thunder were not physical. The Timberwolves were not physical. The Knicks are physical. We're faster paced. We're up in your face more. The Spurs are not. They have not played a team like the Knicks in a long time. And it's going to make the biggest difference. Brunson is not necessary right now because the rest of the Knicks will step up. Brunson will not be the X factor in these games. Is he going to be important? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. His shots will be important. He'll be trusted with the last shot at the end of the game. Hit the ball be in his hand all the fourth quarter. But he will not be the most important on the team, the most important player on the team the entire game. Most important player, Anunoby, Shement, Cat. Can Cat draw Wemby out of the paint? Can Cat draw Wemby out of the paint and give Brunson the lanes? Castle's going to be on him. Fox is going to be on him. All up in his face. I fully have confidence that Brunson will be able to get around them. Brunson is 6'2". Wemby has a foot on him. Let me say it again. Victor Wembanyama has an entire foot on Jalen Brunson. He cannot be in the paint when Brunson is driving in. Brunson's got a clean floater. It floats in like a cloud. But with Wemby there, it's going to get slapped right now. With Wemby there, he ain't getting nothing up. Is it going to be imperative that Cat takes him out of the paint, draws him out, draws the paint to be open, to give Brunson his lanes, to give McBride the 3 points. Another thing, too, our perimeter defense. Way too good. Spurs have good 3-point shooting. They're young. They're shooters. Kids grew up shooting threes nowadays, you know. Our perimeter defense is fast. Again, our perimeter defense is going to be up in their face. Our perimeter defense is unforgiving. It's relentless. And again, they have not gone against a team like the Knicks in a long time. The Knicks have not lost in the month of May. The Knicks have not lost in the entire month of May. The Knicks have not lost in the entire month of May. The Spurs have. Granted, we went against easier teams. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. We had the easiest route to the finals we could have had. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're still here. Those wins are the same number of wins as the Spurs had. Actually, no, Spurs had technically, well, no, not more wins, but on paper, those wins count the same. We took advantage of the teams we were put up against. The Cavs were easier. The Sixers were easier. The Hawks were easier. We took advantage of it. We didn't lose. And we're not gonna. We're gonna win this series. We're gonna win for the first time in 50 freaking years, man. 50 years. 50 years. We won the games we should have. We're gonna keep winning the games we should have. The challenges are gonna be playing away. Knicks fans are gonna travel. But Spurs, I mean, listen. I hate when a team calls themselves Nation. Spurs Nation. Chiefs Nation. Shut up. It's cringy. You're nobodies. You're not the Nation. What is in Kansas City? Small sports town. Spurs fans can afford tickets to MSG. That's damn right. Well, neither can Knicks fans, but no one can afford tickets to MSG. I mean, like, if you're going there, you know someone. Or you are filthy rich. And give me a ticket. I'll go. But the point being, the Knicks are better. The Knicks are well-rounded. The Spurs are not ready for the Knicks. They're not ready for the Knicks. If the Spurs had 9 days of rest, maybe they'd be able to keep up. Because you got to understand, the strength of the Knicks is our fast-paced play style. And we've had the time to rest and recuperate and get ready to play fast. Mitchell Robinson was able to heal from a finger surgery. That's how long we had. By the way, I'm going over a few minutes here because I missed a whole bunch. I don't think there's anyone after me, so if there is, oops. Spurs fans would be in a lot of danger if they went to the watch parties. Oh, yeah, especially in New York. Yeah, dude. They've been in a lot of danger. Because, Knicks fans get freaking crazy. Knicks fans get crazy. And we saw that in those watch parties when they would win. I mean, like, oof. Those watch parties went crazy. But again, like, circling back, I think Wemby's going to be a massive factor. Because that's the team. That is the Spurs. You have Wemby. You have a few young guys on there who are not ready for these bright lights. Who are not ready to step up. You have a few players on there that did good against OKC. I will admit, the Spurs looked good against OKC. OKC was also tired. They were beat up. They were not playing their best brand of basketball. They were not. You had players laying unders. You had players not putting up the points they usually do. Embarrassing. OKC. Like, really, this is you guys are defending champs? Really? That's what I was watching. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing for them. OKC really just got beat that game. And as I was watching, I was kind of like, I kind of want OKC right now. They look a lot worse. They looked a lot worse. And the thing is, too, they couldn't stop Wemby. They couldn't. Actually, I mean, Wemby, he's averaged 23 points per game. Last 2 games, he went, as Spurs have that really tall guy. Yeah, Mom, that's what I'm talking about. Wemby, he averaged 23 points. Last 2 games, he went 7 for 15 and 10 for 21. Come on. And we saw in the NBA Cup, we shut him down. He couldn't do anything. He could not do anything. And it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing again. And to be fair, listen, the Spurs are gonna come in there studying that defense. But also too, everyone's got the Spurs winning. They're gonna come in riding on their high horse. They're gonna come in after battling and beating the Thunder. Confident. Game 1 is not the game to win. Game 2 is. Game 2 is going to tell a lot. Because Game 1, you feel each other out. Game 1, it's kind of up to luck a little bit more than anything. Who can adapt in the moment? Who can feel the rhythm of the game first? Game 2 is where it's at. Game 2 is the important game. You go up 2-0, you go down 2-0. Those are important. But if it splits 1-1, goes back to MSG, 2 games here, I don't think the Spurs are going to do good on the road either. Again, young players, not used to MSG. Granted, and the NBA Cup, loud environment, not going to be as loud as this, though. Nowhere near. And I think they're going to be flustered. They're going to go in there. They're going to be intimidated by the loudness. Because, it's one thing if it's a loud environment, but the game is slow. It's one thing if it's a loud environment, but you have time to think. It's going to be a loud environment. You're going to have someone in your face at all times. You're going to be running around. You're going to be tired. And the thing is with Knicks fans at MSG, we highlight your mistakes. You miss a free throw, that place is going crazy. You drop a pass, that place is rocking. It is loud. It is in your face. There are die-hard fans that are selling their mortgage to be in that building. You best believe they're going to be loud and proud. You best believe they're getting their freaking money's worth. You're going to hear it. We're going to hear it on the stream. They're going to hear it in there. They're going to hear it back in their locker rooms. And Wemby's going to hear it the most. Because he's the face of the Spurs. That's what I've been talking about. He's been living rent-free in my head. I'll fully admit it. Wemby's been living rent-free in my head for the past week. So if you get embarrassed, fans will make signs to bring to the next game. Yeah, dude. If Anano or Mitch somehow I don't know, posts up Wemby or stuffs Wemby, those flyers will be at the next game. Some fans will buy tickets right behind one of the basketball hoops, just like they did to Embiid. Print out that picture of me waving in front of their face. That'll be hilarious. Anyways, I can't go too far over. I do have only a slotted time. I'm going over a little bit because I made a mistake and, I got here late because of freaking traffic on the parkway. Then I left my ID in here. It was a good show. I appreciate everyone on the TikTok live stream. Jay's on the live stream. My mom's on live stream. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. I'm sorry that this was a shortened show. Believe me, I was frustrated. I had to get the sergeant of police to come unlock the doors for me. Not my proudest moment. Nice guy, though. Appreciate it, Sarge. But yeah, thank you all. Make sure y'all tune in for the podcast. Make sure y'all follow TikToks, follow Instagram, follow YouTube if you would like. Follow the podcast. This is Lifting the Trophy. Stay warm, stay safe. I love you guys.